the Gospel of Luke, we see a rich young man approach Jesus and ask him what he must do to be saved. And Jesus answers him. And Jesus' answer to this man's question, both of these reveal the time frame that they are living in and living under. So at this point in time, the people of God were still under the authority of the Old Covenant, which means they needed to follow the Mosaic Law. So basically, life for the people of God is a matter of, here's your list of do's and don'ts. So for those who were the people of God, obedience meant financial success, health, agricultural benefit, long life, many children, those sort of things. Very, very physical, very temporal blessings. And this is because mankind was still under the power of sin and death. So when anyone died, they would descend into the grave, and they were essentially separated from God at that point. Death had hold of them. We see this kind of talk a lot in the Psalms. David talks about the grave being a place where God does not reach them. They cannot cry out to God. They are enslaved to death. Jesus' answer to this man's question of what must I do to be saved, he asked the man the basic questions, are you following Moses' law? And the man says, yes, I've done all these things. But Jesus knows his heart, and he tells him, take everything you have, sell it, and give to the poor. And the man was devastated by this. He was crushed because he was very, very wealthy, which means he was very, very comfortable. And he was not willing to give up that wealth to just give it away to the poor. This passage is not a matter of this applies to everybody in every situation. First, because we're not under Old Covenant law anymore. We don't follow the laws of Moses. We don't have a list of do's and don'ts to follow. We are expected to behave as adults with maturity, out of love for God and love for neighbor and a pursuit of holiness. These are the things that need to motivate us to think, to speak, and to act. So when Jesus gives this command to this young man to give away everything he has and give to the poor, this is not a matter of this is for everybody to do. We need to act responsibly. We need to act with maturity and critique ourselves. We need to be critical of ourselves and seek after what it is that's holding us back, that's keeping us from pursuing holiness, that's keeping us from loving our neighbor. To be a Christian, to be faithful to the new covenant, to the time that we live in now as the people of God, we are to love God, we are to love our neighbor, we are to pursue holiness. And this is going to look different for everybody. Some people are very, very wealthy, and they even more so are called to support those who are in need. Others do not have that financial wealth, but everybody has time. Everybody has words they can use to support, to encourage, to build up those that are in need. It's very hard, as Jesus says, for the wealthy man to enter the kingdom of heaven. Because being very wealthy, it's very easy to slip into, well, this is my money. I can live with it how I want. I can be as comfortable as I want. But this is not the right approach. We are called to follow God above all things. We can't serve both God and money. We need to be responsible. It's not just a matter of, here, just give it all to this televangelist, this organization, whatever. We need to love our neighbor with the excess that we have. We don't need to spoil ourselves with the excess that we have.